72 hours until Congress forces silver price down. This is shocking. It will send markets into a panic and force the price of silver to collapse. In this video, I'm going to show you how Congress has the full authority to do what they want with our economy. I'm going to break this down to show how this impacts the price of silver. I want you to be prepared. The Federal Reserve isn't the only agency with inflation-fighting superpowers. They're not. Congress has got muscle when it comes to influencing our spending, and they're quite happy to use those powers to juice the economy. Congress does have the power to attack inflation. They can attack it through taxing. They can attack it through spending. One way to do this is to use the tax code to change people's incentives. Using the tax code, taking money out of the pockets of businesses and consumers, leaving them less money to spend. Congress spends more than $6.25 trillion each year. If Congress cut some of that, it would certainly reduce inflation if they wanted. Congress could make laws making it easier to build homes or convert buildings into residences. It could use its powers as the owner of Medicare to bring healthcare costs down. It could even, theoretically, it could even make savings compulsory. Now, one of the things Congress really does not want to do, regardless of which party you're in, one thing they don't want to do is impose costs on voters, and definitely not during this election year. And the reality is, fiscal policy doesn't necessarily act all that quickly. We might not feel the effects until tax rate increases go into effect the following fiscal year. This is why Congress prefers to drag its feet on the matter of inflation. They're walking a tightrope, and that's why we need to look closely at the economic indicators coming out this week. We have two economic indicators that directly impact the price of silver. The Consumer Confidence Survey comes out on Tuesday, and this, according to their website, this reflects prevailing business conditions and likely developments for the months ahead. This monthly report details consumer attitudes, buying intentions, vacation plans. It details consumer expectations for inflation, stock prices, interest rates. When we're looking at the price of silver, this indicator is key to understanding the market. The last report showed that confidence ticked up after 3 straight declines, but consumers were still anxious about the future. Meanwhile, if we look at the expectations index, that's based on consumers' short-term outlook for income, their outlook for business, for labor market conditions, that rose to 74.6 from 68.8 the previous month. As silver stackers, this is the data we need to look at because confidence in the market will drop our price of silver or give it a boost. And lately, the spot price has been hovering and looking stagnant. Also out this week is HUD's new home sales data. This shows new residential sales, and if you want to know where the price of silver is headed, this is a key indicator because we have two options for investing in tangible assets: real estate and precious metals. When the real estate sector is struggling, that tells us people are going to turn to precious metals, and we will see a big boost in the price of silver. For example, the recent report showed sales were 4.7% below the previous month and 7.7% below the estimate. That was when we saw the price of silver jump up into the $34 range. This impacts everything because new home sales also reflect the construction sector, and that reflects retail because if construction goes down, then people are not shopping at Home Depot. This is exactly the data we need to look at to see where the price of silver is headed. And in 72 hours, it will be reflected in our price of silver. Silver follows a pattern. Typically, we see a 24-hour lag after this data is released, and then the spot price moves. This is not unique to precious metals. Wall Street will also respond to this economic data following a similar pattern, and that's why I diversify my investments. I want to thank American Solar's Lithium Inc. for sponsoring today's video. Their ticker's on the screen. It's CSE, USLI, and OTC, ASALF. Investing in lithium now is imperative. The market is poised for explosive growth. Just look at the demand for electric vehicles, the demand for renewable energy storage. That demand is going to continue to surge, fueled by strict climate regulations and green energy mandates globally. Projections indicate that global lithium demand could triple by 2030. Triple. EVs alone will account for a substantial portion of this increase because major automakers are rapidly expanding their electric and hybrid offerings. Plus, lithium-ion batteries remain the cornerstone of energy storage technologies. The cornerstone. The batteries are crucial for integrating renewable energy sources into the grid. Now, just like we are seeing in the silver market, there's a supply-demand imbalance for lithium because this mining is capital intensive and mining companies are under the thumb of stringent environmental regulations. American Solars understands this, and they know it equates to soaring lithium prices and unparalleled investment opportunities. This is the time I like to get into a sector, and specifically this company. Right before the market recognizes the full extent of the impending shortage, you can tell I'm excited about this. It's rare to be able to position yourself to capitalize on the pivotal role a metal is about to play in the global energy transition. Lithium is that metal, and American Solar's Lithium Inc. is set to be a major player in this field. Check out these details. They have a tightly held stock with only 23 million shares outstanding and up over 100% within the last 6 months. ASALF Limited conducted tests achieving a 93.2% lithium extraction rate from brine at Candela 2. You heard that correctly. 93.2% extraction rate from brine. That indicates high efficiency and potential for significant lithium supply contributions. They have multiple strategic locations in Argentina and Nevada. They're located on both the Incahuasi Solar and the Poquito Solar, surrounded by major lithium companies. When lithium turns, they are set in place. This is exactly when I like to make my move, just when a company is set to blast off and the sector has a massive demand swell. Check out American Solar's Lithium Inc. Perform your own due diligence. Their ticker's on your screen. It's CSE, USLI, and OTC ASALF.